Greetings, my spirited living family. Good morning, good afternoon, whenever you're watching this. It is a crazy hot afternoon here in New York City. I think it was up to 97 degrees with a heat index of 107. So we're hot, hot, hot here, which is particularly fabulous for the goddess that we're going to be playing with this week. And I will tell you about her in a minute, Ceridwen, because I first want to give you my little teeny preview or overview of what we do here each week. This goddess team idea, this Dancing with the Divine Feminine, is really an acknowledgement, a celebration of the Divine Feminine that lives in all of us, regardless of how you identify gender-wise. We all carry the traits of honoring our emotions and our intuition and our bodies. Big one for women, well, men too, but certainly for women, because there's been that whole objectification thing and ways that we've been shamed around it. So really celebrating our bodies. And then through our bodies, our connection to nature. So there are many attributes of the Divine Feminine. I think those are the four that I kind of boiled it down to when I was doing my master's thesis on such magical things, and that I always talk about in my women's circles. So check all that out. You can read my blogs and all that jazz at my website, spiritedliving.com. And this, I started doing these last summer, of course, in the middle of the pandemic. First time I'd done Facebook Live. So many things. I've talked to so many people who started doing things that we probably wouldn't have done, or at least would have taken a while to do. And Ceridwen, who we're going to be working with today, those of you that have been following me know that I either I was going to say I choose the goddesses, they choose me, or else I choose the ones, I do a little research and find out who celebrated this time of year. So the Welsh Celtic goddess, Ceridwen, one of her, and most of them have several feast days, but one of her big feast days is July 3rd, coming up on Saturday. So this seemed to be a wonderful time. If you don't know of her, I've had well, I'll show you in a minute because I'll tell you what she's about, and that the statue will really give you the idea. I have had just connected with her since I first started doing circles years ago and first started studying the goddess and the Divine Feminine. She is a super powerful goddess because she is all about rebirth and transformation. She is pictured, and this is my lovely, my Ceridwen. She is hutched, huddled in the most divine way over a cauldron, because she stirs the cauldron of life and rebirth, the cauldron of knowledge and vocation and warming. She is considered one of the many triple goddesses around the world, Maiden, Mother, and Crone, and has many other associations. She is associated with inspiration, with poetic inspiration, much like her sister goddess Bridget is as well. And there's a depth and a darkness to Ceridwen that's just so powerful. Her story, I'll show you another image of her from my favorite goddess oracle. This is a beautiful one of her showing the moon goddess that she is, with all the phases of the moon and stirring her cauldron yet again. Cauldrons, I actually wrote an article about cauldrons years ago, asked me about it. Powerful symbols, vessels for transformation. And the cauldron, the mythology around her, the story around her, is that she was mixing magical herbs and potions. She had 2 children at that point, and in some places I've heard it was 2 sons, another it was a son and a daughter, and the daughter was beautiful and lovely, and the son, what did they say about him? That he was dull-witted and ugly, and so she was, Morphan was his name, she was creating a potion for him to make him beautiful and bright. And her assistant, and I wish I knew the Welsh language better, Gwion, Gwion, either, and again, different versions of this, either knew what she was doing and wanted some of that potion, or mistakenly drank 3 drops of it, and he was turned into this wise, amazing person. And it totally made the cauldron and the potion impotent so that she couldn't use it for her son. And of course, Ceridwen was enraged and ran after Gwion, and he transformed into a rabbit and a bird, and ultimately into a kernel of corn, which she ate. And from that was birthed Taliesin, who was the teacher of Merlin, one of the revered magical wizards, wise men in the Welsh tradition. So lots of rich storytelling behind her, as there are with so many of these goddesses. So there's suggestions for today, or for her birthday, for her feast day, as we come up to that. And I'm happy to give you all kinds of, when I did my research about her, I've got lots on her. She is one of the ones that I have a statue of. And some places give really sweet suggestions for ways that we can honor her. She is, her symbol is the sow, the pig. And she's often seen with a white sow, with a white mother pig. And because pigs also, in some traditions, represent good fortune and abundance. And so one of the suggestions, if you are a meat eater, and if not, you can can this, is to create some pork delicious thing for yourself this Saturday or coming up to it, and make an offering to Ceridwen. Ask for her help and support in whatever area of your life you are looking to create a rebirth or a transformation in. If you're if you're a vegetarian, you could fill your piggy bank with all kinds of things, or empty your piggy bank if you've got one, and treat yourself to something very special. The other thing, let's see, let me look at some of my things so I hit all of these fun things. To fill up a special bowl or vessel or cauldron. I actually should have brought one of my cauldrons in. I have a big cauldron that's actually at Fourth Universalist, where I do my women's circles. Its home is there now, but I have a bunch of little cauldrons that I burn incense in. So find yourself something that represents a vessel. Also a very feminine symbol, any kind of vessel, a cauldron, a cup, because it represents our womb, the place that we receive. It's a receiving place. So fill that with grain. This is the time of year when we're honoring grain, and offer it to her as an offering as well. So just several fun different ideas there for ways that you can create a deeper connection with Ceridwen. I did find in my travels, let's see where I put it, this really lovely chant. And actually, I can't play music here, I can sing it to you, but Facebook, will mute out anything that has music that they think belongs to someone else. This one, I found a spoken chant that I thought was beautiful and perfect for her. And then I will share with you a chant that I've shared before here, but it's a perfect Ceridwen chant, and we'll close with that. So the shorter chant that I found, the spoken chant, which I love, was from someplace called hecateswheel.com. Come drink from the cauldron, from Ceridwen's cauldron. Come drink from her cauldron tonight. 3 drops you will spill, and with knowledge be filled, inspired from her cauldron of life. Isn't that lovely? Come drink from the cauldron, from Ceridwen's cauldron. Come drink from her cauldron tonight. 3 drops you will spill, and with knowledge be filled, inspired from her cauldron of life. So, with that in mind, thinking about how you want to create your own poetic inspiration to trigger your own creativity, think about doing that as well this weekend, this Saturday, when it's her festival day. And to sing this, I think I actually sang this, probably would have been around last Samhain, Halloween, which is one of the big cross-quarter days in the Celtic tradition, and really honored all over the world as a Day of the Dead, because she's often paired with Hecate, because they are goddesses of transformation. So this is the chant that I love, that I think I sang back then, but we can always, hello Cheryl, that we can always bring in, so many of these chants, because their festival days can be sprinkled throughout the year, you can sing anytime, and I love this one. This one is Hecate, Ceridwen, Dark Mother, take us in. Hecate, Ceridwen, let us be reborn. Hecate, Ceridwen, Dark Mother, take us in. Hecate, Ceridwen, let us be reborn. So, if you need a little bit of that energy right now, then definitely call on her this weekend, make offerings to her, and enjoy your 4th of July weekend. I can't think of a more transformative goddess to bring into your celebrations. Let me know how it goes, and we'll see you back here next week. Bye for now.